JT Shaver here with New Layer, and today I'll be comparing the unique features of 13 different bi-color pocket lights. There's a lot of hype nowadays around RGB lights, and as much as I love them, they aren't always the best choice, and sometimes a bi-color light is the best option. The biggest difference between RGB and bi-color lights, besides the obvious lack of color, is that you'll get much better brightness out of a same size bi-color light versus an RGB light. I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long, so I'm gonna go over what I think are the best features of each light, as well as any major flaws. I did test every single one of these lights with my Sekonic C800, so if you wanna see all the brightness and color accuracy measurements, I'll have a link in the description to my light comparison tool. It uses real-world measurements instead of manufacturer-provided specs, so it makes it really easy to fairly compare lights from different brands. The first pair of lights are the Panel Go and the Panel Mini from LumeCube. The Panel Go is kind of like the most vanilla light you can get, apart from the fact that it can also be used as a USB power bank. One minor annoyance with this light is that it has rounded edges, so it doesn't stand up by itself, so you need to use some kind of mini tripod or something to use it standing up on a tabletop. For the Panel Mini, the main selling point is just how tiny it is. It's even smaller than the Aputure MC, which is the next smallest pocket light that I own. The Panel Go is around $100 and the Panel Mini is $60. The next light is the Genius Light GL01 from Iwata. Iwata also makes some really awesome tube lights, which I cover in my RGB tube light comparison video, so I'll have a link to that here and in the description if you want to check that out. The best feature about this light is that it's extremely color accurate. The front panel is transparent instead of frosted like most lights, but it does come with a silicone diffusion panel. It attaches to the front of the light using some silicone bands, which isn't really my favorite, but it at least keeps the diffusion away from the front of the light, making it even softer. This light does use micro USB instead of the much preferred USB-C, and it also doesn't come with any kind of case. The Genius Light GL01 is $79, and although it's nothing groundbreaking, it's as color accurate as you could ever hope for. Up next is the Aputure Amaran F7, and it requires some deep pockets, but not because of the price. This light is bigger and thicker than most other pocket lights, but it's also 2 or 3 full stops brighter. The color temperature range on this light is really huge at 3200 to 9500 Kelvin, so you can get some really nice orange tungsten on one end and some nice blue on the other. It also comes with a really nice carrying case and an easy slide-in diffuser. This light can be powered with NPF or V-mount batteries, as well as a USB power bank, so there's a lot of power options here. You'll notice I did not mention an internal battery for this light, so if you don't have any batteries to use, that's an extra cost, so just keep that in mind. The Aputure Amaran F7 is $98. Next is the pocket LiteCloth from Intellytech. Now I know you're probably thinking, that's not a pocket light, but to that I say, go buy some cargo shorts. The pocket LiteCloth from Intellytech is a complete kit featuring a foldable light mat. The case that it comes in is really great, although admittedly quite large, but that's also because this is an entire kit, not just a single light. It includes 2 NPF batteries with chargers, an AC adapter, a mini ball head, a light stand adapter, and a half China ball diffuser. This light also has a monster color temperature range of 3000 to 10,000 Kelvin, and it maintains good color rendering accuracy across the entire range. It also comes within 1/3 of a stop in brightness compared to the Amaran F7, but it also has a much wider beam angle. This light is pricey, but if you consider all the accessories like the battery and the diffusion on top of the light itself, as well as the case that it comes with, you could argue that it's one of the best values. The pocket LiteCloth is $299. Up next is the Sandmarc Prolight Bicolor, which is one of the more run-of-the-mill bicolor lights simply because it doesn't do anything exceptionally well. The color accuracy is good with a color temperature range of 3000 to 6500 Kelvin. It's pretty bright for its size, and it comes with a silicone diffuser. Overall, I'd say the main draw for this light is that it's on the smaller side and it is really simple to use. The Sandmarc Prolight Bicolor costs around $90. The next set of lights are the Vijim VL1, VL81, and VL120. These are by far some of the most budget-friendly lights, coming in at just $26, $33, and $53. The VL81 and VL120 are made of plastic and don't have any kind of screen, while the VL1 is made of metal and it has a typical screen on the back. The VL1 also has a magnet inside to attach it to other metallic things, and this is the only bicolor light that I have that has this feature. Unfortunately, all of these lights are among the worst performing when it comes to color accuracy. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, they're just not as good as the other lights in this group. The VL81 has a hot shoe adapter and 1/4 20 thread on the bottom, bottom, as well as some hot shoe slots on 3 sides. So if you buy multiple versions of this light, you can attach them all together to get a brighter and softer light source, or you can use them to attach other accessories. The VL120 comes with a great silicone diffuser, as well as a set of colored gels. So by adding the gels and adjusting the color temperature, you can basically get any color you want, which makes it a really good value. Next are the Powerbank 64 and 96 from Genaray. The first thing to know about these lights is that they are dead accurate when it comes to color temperature that's displayed on the screen versus what's actually coming out of the light. A lot of lights have good color rendering properties, but they could be 2 or 3 or even 500 Kelvin off of what's displayed on the screen. The build quality on these lights is great with an all aluminum back, and it comes with a clip-on diffuser that's convex, so it does a good job at throwing the light in all directions. The carrying cases for these lights are really good because they're compact, they're branded, and they hold all the accessories really easily. That includes the light itself, the diffuser, a mini ball head, a mini tripod, and a phone mount. Like their name implies, these lights can also be used as a USB power bank, and they're the only light that has a full-size USB output port. Another feature that's exclusive to these lights is the power boost feature, which takes the light from 100% brightness to 130%. So if you need to eke out another third stop or so of brightness for a few shots, you have that option. The Powerbank 64 is $60 and the Powerbank 96 is $79. Another big boy pocket light is the Lupo Smartpanel. It has the same footprint as the Aputure Amaran F7, but it's even thicker, so you're gonna need your cargo shorts again for this one. There's simply no competition when it comes to how bright this light is. It's nearly 4 times or 2 full stops brighter than the Amaran F7, and it's nearly 1 full stop brighter than the Godox SL60W. That's pretty insane because that's a COB light with 60 watts of power, and this is a lot smaller and it's also bi-color. This light's probably the only option that's feasible to use as a key light with diffusion. All this is possible because Lupo outfitted these lights with the focusing lens on front, which limits the beam angle in favor of brightness. Like the Amaran F7, you can power this light with NPF, V-mount, or USB-C. This light has no screen, just 2 dials on the back, so you do kind of have to eyeball the brightness and the color temperature. I did do a full review that included this light with the action panel from Lupo, and it has some lighting setups and some other stuff, so if you want to check that out, I'll have a link in the description. The Lupo Smartpanel is $159. The last light in this video is the LitraPro from Litra. The biggest selling point for this light is that it's built to mil-spec 810 standards, making it super rugged. This thing is waterproof up to 90 feet, which obviously makes it perfect for divers, but it's also good for taking hiking or to the beach or whenever you don't want your gear to get ruined. It is 1 or 2 stops brighter than a more basic mid-size pocket light, but the color rendering accuracy isn't as good. It's not the worst, but it's not as good as other lights that are created specifically for video. There are a ton of accessories for this light, including barn doors, a silicone diffuser, a softbox, and a lot more. It is on the expensive end, but if you need something to survive in extreme conditions, it's really the only light that's built for that. The LitraPro costs $220. So since I couldn't cover all the ins and outs of every light, I did want to hand out some awards to show where these lights excel in specific areas. If you've been following my channel, you know that I basically play with lights all day, every day. With that said, if you're on the fence between 2 or 3 different lights, I hope this section can act kind of as a tiebreaker to help you pick the best one. The first award is for the brightest light, which hands down goes to the Lupo Smartpanel, which is brighter than a good handful of COB lights. Next is the most flexible award, and that goes to the Intellytech Pocket LiteCloth, and that's not just because it's literally flexible. It has a huge color temperature range, so if you set your camera to a white balance of something like 5500 Kelvin, you can get a really nice orange tungsten on one end and a nice blue on the other. The next award is for the most rugged light, and that easily goes to the LitraPro. It's dustproof and waterproof up to 90 feet, and any of these other lights would die if you stuck them in a bathtub. The best super budget light goes to the Vijim VL120. The build quality and color rendering accuracy are below average, but you get the light, the silicone diffuser, and the colored gels, all for $33. The most portable light definitely goes to the LumeCube Panel Mini. It's a true pocket light in the sense that you could have this in your pocket all day long and just forget that it's even there. The best case award goes to the Aputure Amaran F7. It's something you would expect from a company like Aputure, but that doesn't make it any less satisfying to open the box and find a really nice case. The most color accurate award goes to the Iwata Genius Light GL01 for its superb color rendering accuracy. see. The final award goes for the best overall value, and if I had to pick just one light out of all of these, I would pick the Genaray Powerbank 64 or 96. I honestly didn't have the highest hopes for these lights when I ordered them because I'd never used a Genaray product before. They have a great build quality, they're color accurate, and the screen says exactly what's coming out the front of the light. The diffuser is quick and easy to put on, and they're the only lights with the brightness boost function. They also work as a power bank and have a full-size USB output port, which no other light has. Finally, the included accessories are useful, plentiful, and all fit easily inside of a nice carrying case. And you get all of that on the lower end of the price spectrum. Just because a light didn't get an award in this video doesn't mean you shouldn't consider it, because everyone has a different budget and priorities for their projects. I'm also doing another bigger video on RGB pocket lights that has 2 or 3 times as many as this one. As soon as it's finished, I'll add a link in this video and in the description. So would you rather have a bicolor or an RGB pocket light, and which one in this video looks best to you? Leave a comment and let me know, because I reply to every single one. I do gear reviews, lighting setups, and other videos every week, so make sure you subscribe and follow me on social media, because I post a lot of stuff there that doesn't make it to YouTube. I'll have links in the description to all of these lights, and they are affiliate links, but it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it really helps me create more videos like this. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.